Alright, hey everybody, this is Farkinator. I'm returning to Victoria 2. I'm getting people harassing me on the channel, on just getting people reminding me that I never actually finished a Krakow Let's Play. I lost that save a while ago. That was 2 years ago, in fact. You know, I don't have the computer that was played on anymore. So we're gonna be starting from scratch, but that's okay, because usually this is pretty reproducible, I would say. So what we're going to do, just as wrote right now, we're just going to start shooting Austria. Same alliance requests. This will drop our relation with them faster, actually, than just decreasing relations, and for cheaper too. So, but we're going to do the normal thing. Urgent taxes, buddy. If you're newer to Victoria 2, never ever think about raising taxes. Raising taxes is good. Every single person, because you will never ever 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 get. You'll never get. You'll never get 100% tax. Funded isolation. We're going to take that event because, for me, I don't like the UK getting involved in continental wars until like the Great Wars start happening. I really don't like it. I think it's dumb. I think it makes these games a lot less predictable, and a lot sillier. So we're going to just stay normal, how HFM wants us to stay. And for now, really, I mean, we're just going to keep doing this, because that's really all we can do. Because eventually, Austria is going to have to fall. Revolutions of 1848, and that will make our lives a lot easier. That will make our lives much easier. So, as far as that's concerned, it shouldn't be too bad. Now, really, we're just getting these troops here so that they don't conquer us immediately, and Russia gets their own. Russia gets their own little war with Austria instead of us. Don't like that. We want Russia to be only doing our bidding. We're getting pretty close here. So when I'm looking at me, you just see me. Great. So Russia is friendly with us already. That is fantastic. We need to keep decreasing relations, because the more hostile relations are between us and Austria, the less influence they have, and the better relations are with the Russian Empire are, the more points they get on faster, right? So that's really all. That's the name of the game right now. Just getting into Russia's sphere. That might take a while. Might even last until 1848. It might even go before beyond that. At which point we would probably need to wait until the Brothers' War to really seize. What I've got my eyes on right now are Galicia. This is a region of basically Galicia, Ludmilla. Just because, you know, these are Polish provinces, and our cultural union, which is going to let us form Poland, requires these, and it's also got a lot of coal in it, which, you know, and Austria is the weakest nation at the start of the game all the time. No matter what, you almost always want to beat them up if you're playing Victoria 2. You almost always want to beat up Austria as soon as possible. They're weak as shit, especially when they're controlled by the AI. So, work in progress. They sweat and bleed, they toil and strive, always forward, furthering our nation's pride and prestige. The men and women of our nation are of a fine pedigree, and the feeling they all share of being part of a common communion and of sharing the same destiny gives them the sense that the extra effort they put in is always rewarded. Our egalitarian values have caused the people of our nation to put in an extra effort this year. What should we have them do? Remain calm, or we can gain research. I really don't think prestige does very much, especially considering, right, that we are going to have to take the presidential dictatorship event to avoid Austria declaring war on us and Russia not answering the call. So that, I think, loses you 45 prestige. It's been a while since I've played Krakow, but all prestige that we gain until that event is utterly useless. So, we're going to keep doing this. Now that we're at negative 199 relations, we'll start increasing our relations with the Russians. How are we doing? How are they doing this? Not great. Oh wait, no, hold on. Awesome. Yeah, okay. Might get removed from their sphere pretty quickly here. Would be really nice. Hopefully they don't get banned. That would be very inopportune. One of the reasons why it is so frustrating to play Krakow into Poland is because it's a lot of sitting around. It's just a lot of sitting around, you know? So, with that being said, I think in the time being, you know, I think I actually kind of do want to get back on the horse of making these Let's Play. And it seems like there's kind of a renewed interest in Victoria too, and you know, that this could be, you know, this might be something fun for me to do. I'm starting to get a little bored of playing Victoria too, so having a motivation to play it and playing some nations that people want me to play might actually be a pretty good way to kind of rediscover my love for this game, because I do love it. It is easily my favorite paradox. Just all the crazy things you can do, the very cool internal politics system that's basically unique compared to every other paradox game. It really is a masterpiece, and it's kind of a shame that, you know, they don't see it represented on YouTube very much. I mean, you have some people who play it a lot, but you don't really have those like long-winded Let's Plays anymore. So that's kind of what I'm going. Sooner or later, we're going to want mechanized mining. Steel mills are going to be huge for us as we expand into a coal region, and especially if we ever become in the same sphere as someone with iron. Russia has a lot of. So, steel going to be a pretty important resource for us in the future. Ignore my dog chewing on her bone. So, I think functionalism we don't need until like around 1850. You always want to rush biologism because of the education efficiency. I know in HPM, the historical project mod, this Darwinism is a lot worse. It's plus 30%, I think. But that's still worth banking points for, just like you always bank points. Research, your research points, your research points technology. So, given that it's 1838, we are probably going to go with something that can get us relatively quickly, yeah, so we can save up for idealism. Especially when you're playing these smaller nations, you really do need to efficiently spend your resources points. You need to get these techs as soon as possible, because you do not have a lot of research points to work with. How are we doing here? We can increase relations. Kind of bad throwing that so far. Friendly with them. Did they get banned? They didn't get banned. They probably. Two more months. Yeah, I do apologize for the. I haven't really had a lot of time to do these things. I have not recently, but like over the last year, I became a construction worker. So that's kind of been most of my time. Just going to classes for an electrician and all that stuff. And kind of occupying. So, doesn't look like much is really. I like having the pause on just because you never know when these important events are distracted. Let's see. A rally has been organized in one of our states by members of the Krakowian Artist Club, calling for the extension of voting privileges to a broader strata of voting publicum. While calm and relatively orderly on the surface, the rally might get out of hand at any time. Police are standing by, ready to intervene, and some of them are even eager to. So we could get more liberals, or we could gain a lot more militant people. I think we're going to take more liberals. More liberals, but less militant. Chartism is a really cool phenomenon, at least in Britain. And, I mean, the Chartist movement and the Chartist party there that, really wanted to, we're at 2% actual. I think I want to go past 3%. Alright, Russia removed us from the sphere. Awesome. Like, once again, we're saving research points. Researching. Militants. I know we're not gaining any militancy, but for now, But anyways, back to Chartism. I mean, really, it was the first ever working class party. We don't really talk about it in those terms as much, because very soon after Chartism, all these socialist parties come around that are explicitly saying, we are the working class of this country, we need the rights that any working class would demand. But Chartism was basically this embryonic version of working class politics that kind of took over the lower classes of England and made people pretty mad. So cool little. I like that there are Chartist rallies. And, whoever did this game, whoever made this game's events, definitely put in the work. Good for them. Props to obviously props to whoever made this game. Genius. Everyone involved with it. I believe the reactionary party gives us state capitalism. No. Reactionary party won't come around anytime soon. But moralism, why not? No, I mean, the reactionary parties in this game are always good. They're always good because of good military policy and state capitalism, which are just the two. They're just the two things to have. That's the truth. We're going to go with residency just because we want state capitalism. It doesn't really matter. This government is not going to stick around for very long. In about 8 years, we are going to lose all of that. I think become a presidential dictatorship. I'm pretty sure we. That sucks. We don't have enough canned food, but we do have enough canned food. Know the feeling. So we're gonna go with medicine right now because the pop growth is just too good. Looking at it, in about 8 years, we're going to want to go to war. So the things that we need by 1850 are definitely functionalism and maybe a few army techs, just to be able to like survive. Really, once again, really the goal for us against Austria is to not get our shit, not get conquered, and not get white pieced, while Moscow gets to do whatever they want to the that is the opposite. Weaver's uprising has happened. I should have read that because that's a cool moment in German history that kind of it's the background radiation for the revolutions of 1848. All these craftsmen and all these not in this term, or well, I guess in the terms of this game, all these artisans getting kicked out of their local production and turned into wage laborers. I mean, that's basically what fuels 1848. This revolt against the burgeoning power of the capitalist class. And then the capitalists, in turn, are focused against the aristocracies so they can continue to, expand their own rights and, make sure that they are the people ruling society, not feudal. So, more Chartist rallies. This is the same. I'm not going to let them rally. We're not in the business of making these people more militant than they already are, So, I mean, we're basically in this little loop here of just waiting our time, biding our time, I mean, we know 1848 is going to happen. That's where we have the advantage over the AI. That's our life. There we go. The soundtrack is very schizophrenic in this game. It can be really quiet or it can be really loud. It is a great soundtrack though, so I do want it on. Yeah, I think we're going to take some digging cap just because I really don't want to lose. I really don't want to lose to Austria. How are you doing on spheering me, buddy? Better. Yeah, I mean, like I said, my impulse to play Krakow very frequently is just, it's very much affected by how boring the start is, It definitely did impact my need to get, whoa. Sardinia has a great power. I feel like these 7th and 8th spots are very frequently decided by like which AI goes for prestige tech first. Sometimes you'll see the Netherlands, Belgium, really high up there, but that's okay. Because right now we are mostly interested with getting sphered by Russia. How are we doing on that? Month. 2. One of the reasons why I play HFM as opposed to HPM is that I just find I found the world a little more a little more predictable. I switched over to HPM, and that's one of the reasons saves this game. But I switched over to HPM for a little bit, and my God, some of these countries they just declare war on each other instantly, and they just enter into like absolute revolt hell as soon as possible. So like, I once saw Prussia lose the Brothers' War and become communist in like 1860. Like and they could never manage to like beat the rebels somehow. So like they were basically a dead nation, just this giant hole in the middle of Germany that couldn't do anything the entire game. Like, my God, there has to be a better way, and that better way is reinstalling HFM. We don't need a navy. There are a million jokes there to be made about a Polish navy, but it's best to let sleeping dogs lie as one of the events and says. Oh, we're speared. Good. Alright. So we're speared, we're allied. I think that's as good a time as any to cut. We're at about 23 minutes anyways. So, you know, we're going to cut. We're going to see how this goes. And I'll be back in the next episode. All right. Bye-bye, guys.